Dear Dearie. So here we are, Thursday. It's actually Thursday. It's only 11:30 at night. And I want to start off by expressing my deepest, most heartfelt condolences to AngryJoe over on his channel on YouTube, because that that poor son of a bitch had to review Ride to Hell, which, if you are not familiar with that game, good. Your life is better off for not knowing what it is. But I have watched, and I watched his review of it, and obviously, definitely go and watch Joe's review because it's, ugh. But I also watched Jesse play it a couple of weeks ago, I think. And then I watched Total Biscuit play it very briefly for a while before that on one of his WTF things where he covered it. And in every case, the game is awful in every facet. It's just horrible. There is no reason that any company should be releasing something that looks and plays like that in this day and age. Just go watch his review. You'll see exactly what I mean. And the points where he says, I have not edited these scenes together. He didn't. And if you think that he did, if you don't believe that, go and watch Jesse's playthrough of it, because when you watch him do it, his stuff is just, complete straight. You don't see, there's no editing. And it's just god awful. When I watched Jesse play it, I was just like, no, wait, did you hit pause and walk away for half an hour and come back? No, it's just, no sense, and it's terrible. So, for you, Joe, I know that had to be hard. It had to be really, really hard. I mean, I think Jesse played it for about 20 minutes. You played it for 20 hours. 21, actually. So, I feel for you, man. I really, really do. You are more man than I am. There's no way I would do that. So there's that. Let's see, what else do I have? I decided earlier today that, because Math and I have not been on speaking terms in a long time. A long time. And ironically, Krendor just not 20 minutes ago tweeted out, hey, can anybody, help with this math problem? And it's like two of those cube root things on top of each other with a, so I was fine with math as long as it was numbers. As soon as you started mixing letters into it, nope, you lost me. Math and English should be separate things. And somebody once told me, well, it's not actually an A, it's just an integer it just represents a value. It's not actually the letter A. And I'm like, it looks like an A. And you said solve for A. So shut up. Anyway, when you start mixing math and my English, it's like ketchup getting on my eggs. It's I don't like ketchup on my eggs at all. See, which is the weird thing, because I like salsa on my eggs and I like hot sauce on my eggs, and there's a lot of the same things. I don't know what it is that makes ketchup so repulsive on my eggs. The first time I ever tried it, my stepfather tried to get me to eat it, and he's like, just try it. And I said, just put some ketchup off on the side and I'll dip my egg into it. No, he puts ketchup all over my scrambled eggs. All over it. Not off on the side like I asked. Just a little bit so that I could try it, and if I didn't like it. So he puts it all over the thing. And he's like, and I tasted, and it was like shrimp cocktail sauce, which I, at the time, did not like. I hated shrimp cocktail sauce. I now like shrimp cocktail sauce, but I still hate ketchup on my eggs. Anyway, so I tried it, and I'm like, no, that's not, I don't like that. That's not good. This, of course, instead of just accepting this, because now he's ruined, all the scrambled, all of my eggs, because now I don't want them because he's got this freaking ketchup all over them. But he's like, well, finish eating your breakfast. I'm like, I don't want it anymore. You've ruined it by putting this stuff all over, which I don't like. If you would put it off on the side. Let's not get me started on my stepfather, because there's a lot of shit about that guy I don't like. Anyway, so, where was I going? I was going to hell. And it was right to hell. No, I finished that. It's like calculus. I was talking about math and this stuff. Now, my father, not my stepfather, my father is like a quality control engineer guy. So he's just, as in comparison to me, brilliant, just amazing. And so it used to frustrate him to no end when I couldn't figure out what he would consider simple math. It was like when I had just gotten into algebra. I mean, pre-algebra, I was okay with. When I got into algebra, no, done, gone, it's not working for my brain. No, history, out of there. So he's doing, like, I'm trying to do my algebra problems, and my father is watching me, and I'm like, I can't get it. He's doing them in his head like this. I'm like, so he gets more and more frustrated because I can't do the thing. Math and I do not speak anymore. I did have an English teacher in high school who, she maintained that the reason that I didn't do well in high school, which I didn't, I was at best, a C student. I would get A's in band and drama because those were things, and eventually in science, because I really liked those things. I had great teachers who, even Coach Hall, because he was a basketball coach, so everybody also called him Coach Hall, even in science class. So he was my physical sciences teacher, and he was brilliant. He made everything interesting every year. I know because I was in his class 3 years in a row, because I kept intentionally failing it so that I would have to repeat it the next year. That's why after 4 years in high school, I was still a freshman. Well, I had just become a sophomore in my 4th year, because we did some weird points system, and you had to acquire X number of points by graduating passing all your classes, and then you would become a sophomore, and then a junior, and a senior. Well, after 4 years in high school, I finally became a sophomore for the first time. And then I was like, no, that's okay. I'm done. Thank you. Goodbye. And I dropped out, got my GED, went and joined the Army. Anyway, Coach Hall always, I swear, I mean, Google Calendar didn't exist back then. Google didn't help. The internet didn't really exist back then. See the gray? And so what happened was he had to have had it like a calendar somewhere where he had every single day charted out exactly what jokes he was going to tell, and then he just recycled it for the next year, because the first year all the jokes were fresh and funny, and the second year he did the same jokes on the same days, and the third year, by that time I'd figured out his routine, and so like the day before he was going to tell this joke where the punchline was baloney, the day before he told that joke, I went, baloney. Okay, all right, I get it now. That's really good. Everybody around me is like, what the hell is wrong? And he's just like, and then the next day he tells the joke, and everybody's like, what? Where was I? Math. So, didn't do well with math. And I decided earlier today finally get to the point. Decided earlier today that calculus was a vampire that sucked all the interest out of math. That's what calculus was, because I don't know how that kind of came up. I think I was washing my hands and I thought calculus, but I guess it sounds more like a Roman centurion than it does a vampire. Now that I think, shut up, just stop it. Go do no. Finish watching my thing and then. What else is there? And now I've yammered and my iPad is turned off and I don't remember what the last thing was. It had something to do with something. It was, oh, right, a question that I had asked. I had tweeted to Corin Nemec earlier today, and I think he may have missed it because he didn't respond. He usually responds to most of the things that I send him, even if it's only just to favorite it or whatever. If you don't know who Corin Nemec is, get out. No, well, way back when he was on a show when I was growing up called Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and major crush on him. Oh my God. Abraham Ben Ruby was in that thing as well. Again, major crush. Mia Jovovich was in that. And I didn't remember that until I watched the pilot episode again recently. I was like, oh my God, she looks like Mia Jovovich. I'm like, oh, it is. Oh my God, that is. Okay. There are times where you just need to not go back and revisit your childhood because you realize how far back that was. So, anyway, one of the things the other thing that Corin is really well known for is he played Jonas Quinn on Stargate SG-1. And I loved the character from the moment he showed up because I was like, oh my God, I know who that is. Because he was the only other person that I knew from before Stargate. I hadn't been aware of Michael Shanks. I hadn't been aware of Christopher Judge or, unfortunately, Amanda Tapping, because I love all of them. They're all really, really good. But Corin and Richard Dean Anderson, I knew of the two of them before, because from MacGyver and from Parker Lewis Can't Lose. So those two were kind of familiar to me, much more so than the other characters had been before. Anyway, so he posted, one of the things that he posts a lot is street art, graffiti and stuff, and a lot of it just really just incredibly vibrant colors and really beautifully designed stuff. And today I had tweeted to him. I said, "Do you find that a great number of people make a distinction or don't?" No, I said that they don't make the distinction. Did I say don't or did I say can't? I think I said can't. That a great number of people can't make the distinction between graffiti and tagging. Guys just spray some sign. I don't know if it's a gang, whatever thing, tagging, whatever that is. Because for me there is, and I chose the phrasing can't because can't is they just maybe they haven't learned how to. Don't make the distinction it's a very willful choice. They choose not to make the distinction between the two. That they're like, no, it's all just eye pollution or whatever, public defacement, public property, what have you. Just some of the art that Corin not only shows in his tweets, but also does himself. Really, really cool stuff. But I don't know, maybe he'll get around to the answer tomorrow, or I might have to send it to him again. We'll see. And it's also possible he may not want to get into that particular discussion on Twitter because it might lead to some negativity that he doesn't want in the timeline, which is also fine. What else is there? I think I may be on a line to figure out how to, or a group here on YouTube to partner with to try to further if I can kind of get under their umbrella, then it's entirely possible that I will be able to monetize the videos that I have where I'm doing the narration for the WoW audiobooks or for Skyrim books or anything like this. I would love to be able to monetize those videos, but because I don't have written permission from Blizzard or Bethesda, I can't monetize them. Of course, in Blizzard's or in Bethesda's case, it doesn't matter because I haven't posted any of those videos. So hopefully, come tomorrow, I will be able to get in touch with somebody at this one group that I'm hoping to possibly hook up with, and if I can partner with them, maybe I'll be able to get the permission to do, actually start making a living doing the narrations that I want to do, which would be really, really awesome. So we'll see, and maybe I can branch it out from there, find other things, not only to narrate, but some way to do voiceovers for, game trailers or something. That would be awesome too, I think. So we'll see how it goes. Or maybe do commercials for the group themselves, whatever. So here we are. We are about to hit the 16-minute mark. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I will talk at you tomorrow. And until next time, be careless.